Hello, everyone, and welcome to James Cook University's Authentic Conversations webinar series. I'm Komal, I'm your host, and today we'll be speaking to three students who have come over from the south of India to pursue a full-time course at James Cook University in Singapore. I'll be asking them some very important questions about their experience as international students at JCU in particular, as well as a little about life in Singapore in general. Before we go to the studio, I'd like to inform the audience that this session will be recorded and posted on our social media pages for the benefit of those that cannot join us live. Also, I wish to advise that our students' responses are based solely upon their own personal experiences at JCU and in Singapore. Lastly, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat box and we'll get our students to address them at the very end. Over to the studio now. It's my pleasure to welcome Danan, Gaurav, and Vaishnavi. Thank you, Danan, Gaurav, and Vaishnavi, for making the time to be here with us today. We know how busy the life of an international student is, and we appreciate you. Perhaps we could start with a brief self-introduction by each of you. Over to you.
My fourth trimester doing Bachelor's of Business, majoring in Business Intelligence.
Oh, hi guys. I'm Vaishnavi. I'm from South of India as well. I'm from Andhra Pradesh. So I'm currently pursuing Bachelor of Business, majoring in International Business. This is my fifth trimester.
Hi guys, my name is Gaurav and I'm from Bangalore. And this is my third trimester and I'm doing Bachelor of Business in International Business.
Excellent. That done, let's dive straight into the questions now. Here's my first one for you. How have you found making local friends or connecting with other international students?
So making local friends was difficult at the start, but I started off my journey at James Cook University through the foundation program when I joined in May 2024. So through the pre-university foundation program, I was able to meet with localites, explore their culture, and understand how things go about in Singapore. And I think as I proceeded towards my bachelor's of business, towards my bachelor's degree, I started meeting people from my own country and started meeting people internationally also through the football club, which I did join eventually. And I met exchange students, especially from Germany. So making friends, especially local, wasn't that hard initially. And as time went on, I started making friends through my country as well as internationally, which gave me a lot of exposure.
Okay, so I agree with him also because I'm an introvert. I mean, I'll be open now. I'm an introvert. So it was actually very difficult for me to actually get through people. Like, I don't know, I couldn't start conversations only. But later I realized it's not about local and international. It's like the people you find that they are good. If they're good, it's all over to you. So yeah, that was my thing. It was difficult initially, but over time it was through assignments, group discussions. It was fun.
I think gradually you will start connecting with people.
So, I agree with both Dhanan and Vaishnavi. It's a bit challenging at the start, but as it goes on, you understand how things are functioning and going about, and you end up making a lot more friends than you would have ever thought.
Yeah,
And
especially from local friends, which
locals.
are really helpful.
So from what you're saying, I gather that you make friends in the classroom, but you also make friends by joining the clubs and societies on campus.
Yeah.
You make friends by stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah,
Perhaps you could tell us a little about the clubs and societies that you're exposed to on campus in Singapore.
Sure. So basically, there are different cultural clubs in Singapore itself, and in JCU itself. Sorry. You have the Myanmar club, you have the Indian community club, you have the Chinese club, you have the Vietnamese club. So as you can see, it's very diverse. So I think that's how we all joined those clubs. Not all, but I think whichever we were mostly interested in. Even the football club as I mentioned earlier, that I met personally international students, exchange students who came to JCU. So I would like to hear your opinions or your experience through the clubs.
Okay, so my experience, as I mentioned, we have different clubs like
Mm.
culture related, sports related, technology. Now there's new IDA
Right.
club,
Yeah.
so which is also a good thing now. And the first event that took place was hackathon,
Yeah.
and we secured the first position.
Let's
there.
go.
So yeah, me and Daniel were part of that. So like you have many options on campus.
So I myself met Dhanan during the clubs,
Hmm.
and we ended up joining football together and played football together
Yeah.
for quite some time. And I met most of my friends through the clubs.
Hmm.
So that was very interesting. And the thing about this is that it happens every semester.
Yeah.
So there's
So it's called the Showcase Day.
showcase day.
Thank you so much for that. Let's move on to the next question now. What's the one thing about studying at JCU that surprised you, good or bad?
For me personally, it was the future. How would I say? Experiencing real world, getting hands-on real world experience. So through my assignments and through my major subject, which was future work seminar, which I'm pretty sure Gaurav is doing right
Yeah.
now. So I hope you're enjoying it. It is challenging at the start, but it is really fun because you get to connect with real world activities and you get to understand how to solve problems and like how do I say expand your skills, I would say. And I was limited before that. I think as time went on, as I spoke to professors, especially the future of work professor, Mr. Michael himself, he guided me on how to use certain tools which I never knew. So I think Vaishnavi, we both had the class together, so you also know. So can you share your experience on it?
Okay, my experience was in the start, I had no clue, but eventually with our group and the skills we all shared together, we actually made it a very good platform for us to redevelop our skills. So that was the first main thing. But the thing that surprised me most was I did not expect that this would, we would get through this phase through some assignment, design sprint, or some hackathon, but it's just that JSU has structured the assignments in a very good, proper structured way. So that was the thing which was surprise.
So for me, it was that during high school, we used to stick with one subject for the whole year.
Yeah.
And here it changes every semester, and your classes, the people who you have classes with, they also change every semester,
Yeah.
and your subjects also change. So that was very surprising and a very good experience that I had.
Yeah, as adding on to your point, like you meet new professors
Yeah,
every time,
every
so
semester.
you get new knowledge, new experience, which I think school never limited that, but I think there was a limit to like you had to have the subject for the whole year to complete it. But every 3 months, it's a trimester change. I think this is also the transition from college. I'm sorry, from school to college. So yeah, that's another surprise.
So adding on to both of your points. So you have different professors and your friends studying at different subjects. So if you feel demotivated or something, if you want to meet them, at least you can go to other classes. Yeah.
Nice. So what I'm hearing is that the university has given you opportunities to, I guess, learn a little bit of problem solving through the assignments and the competitions. And there's plenty of variety within the classroom. There's the possibility of meeting new people every day. So that's a nice thing. What's the biggest challenge you faced while living away from home, and how did you overcome it?
So for me personally, it was food, of course. Since and
Yes,
Gaurav,
correct.
all of us, yeah, collectively. So Gaurav and Vaishnavi are vegetarians, so you will hear their perspective also how hard it is. But I think once you settle down, you understand where are the cuisines or like where you can get your food from.
You get it.
You get it. Yeah. So personally, me being an Indian, all of us being Indian, it was really hard for me to adapt to new food. Because I was never like I never liked any other cultural food. I just like my own Indian home cooked food.
Get that.
But as time went on, as I adapted, I think I eat all cuisines and I cook now. So that's another skill added to the book.
So what was your first biggest challenge? I know it's food,
So
like
my first biggest challenge, other than food, was staying away from parents because I mean, growing up with them and being with them and having a support system all your life and not having that, that was one challenge. But other than that was food and especially vegetarian food. So,
You can
but
relate.
after some time it became
yeah,
easy.
it's okay.
It was easier.
So one biggest challenge I personally faced was taking independent decisions. As you mentioned that we are far away from home.
Mm.
So the support system is there, but it's not directly connected.
I think you make your own way.
Yeah. So it's just that you need to know your environment first, get familiarized with it, and then you can take your own decisions.
So, apart from this challenge that you faced with finding the food that suits you, how hard would it be to buy, for example, Indian groceries if I were to want to cook as an international student? Is it easy? Is it hard?
So
Start as you cook.
yeah, I do cook now. So I think Indian groceries are available everywhere. So every district at least has one Indian mart, and I think they're all walkable.
Walking
easy.
distance.
So it's not an issue, especially getting Indian groceries. But if you want fruits, vegetables, everything, that's just common. So you can go to a fair price near you, and you can get groceries. It's not an issue. Any supermarket sells groceries. But if you want Indian spices, anything, there are always Indian ones.
Indian shops.
Yeah, they're open.
Plenty. So
Every
this-
district, every major district does have Indian shops. Even small, even if you're living like north of Singapore, there is still an Indian stall. Every condo also has Indian marts now.
So
And I'm assuming it's okay to cook at your accommodation. There's no
Uh,
problem.
There's no problem from my end.
and not heavy cooking, but you can still
Light
cook.
cooking.
I
Yeah.
think light cooking is what students require.
I mean,
Excellent. So, if I didn't want to cook, for example, are there options on campus?
Yes, there are a good amount of options for vegetarians and a lot of options for non-vegetarians. You have the salad bowl and you have plenty other
Yeah.
You have
options.
the Chinese store. You also have my personal favorite, the mini wok, where you get amazing fried rice and
that's the
rice.
new stall. Yeah?
That's a new stall.
So, what I'm hearing is that you do pick up some new skills in the process of actually settling into a new destination. Of course, you have to battle homesickness, to learn to try something new, maybe pick up new skills, and also learn to make decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
We move on now to the next question. What's the one memorable event or experience you've had on campus?
So one thing was South Asian welcome party, which took place in, if I'm not wrong, it was in September 2024. So that was the first event where I actually stepped out of my house
Yeah.
because I've never did that in the start because I was so scared to socialize.
Mhm.
So that event actually unlocked me that okay, I can talk to people because if I hadn't done that day, that time, I wouldn't have made friends now. So that was one memorable event. And I'm sure there are more events you guys find it memorable.
It's the
Yeah.
same case for me. I met all my friends through an event in Sentosa, hosted by the ICC, the Indian Cultural Club. So, well, this was the event. I think it's very special to me because this is where I met all my friends who are my close family now. So that is one of the most memorable event I've ever attended. I think it will always be with me till the end. So yeah, and the showcase days. Showcase day again, as Gaurav mentioned, I met him through the showcase days, and I
We
met
met more everyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
almost everyone.
Yeah.
So what about you, Gaurav?
So for me, it was the showcase day, which happens every semester.
Oh,
I keep meeting new people and the exchange students, join a few more clubs here and there every semester. It's pretty fun.
So, what I'm hearing is that the welcome party and the showcase days are not to be missed.
Yes.
And also, I think what I'm hearing a lot of is join as many clubs and societies as your timetable would allow you to do so, because that's how you make your friends
true.
and your family, I guess, in Singapore during your time away. So that's a
Yeah.
nice thing. How do you think your time at JCUS would help you in your future careers?
So one thing that I lacked before coming to JCU was my communication skills. I think I wouldn't be here in the studio talking to all of you like this. I would just be inside my room saying that I can't do it. I'm too scared. So JCU set that platform, even though it took time, it took a year, but I still was able to develop on my skills, communicate with people, talk to professors, and understand how to solve real world problems. And I think I have found a direction in my career, like what I want to totally focus on. So, and recently, as Vaishnavi mentioned, the hackathon, in that hackathon, we were able to win it. Main reason was that we were able to coordinate well with each other, communication, and we both don't have that many technical skills. But I think
Learning from you.
yeah, learning from newer people, learning from our other friends who are in different courses really helped. So bonding with your professors, communicating and networking with them, and also your peers really helped.
What about you?
So for me, I think if you just, I think meeting new people and it'll obviously help you in your job or whatever you're going to pursue in the future.
So my thing was like during this entire tenure, especially I'm majoring in international business. So all my assignments are related to real world. It's all like dynamic. It's not like static, like 1 + 1 is 2. It's not like that. It's 1 + 1 can be either 4 or 5. We never know. So yeah, like JCU is a skill building platform for me. I personally feel that because it actually unlocked all my skills and I have to still upskill. That's the main point. But at least I got exposed to many skills and opportunities.
And as you again said, the assignments, they really help us understand what's currently happening in the world, the geopolitical situation, and what not happening. It'll help you a lot in it.
So it's safe to say then that Singapore campus of JCU has been able to provide you with abilities and skills that you otherwise probably did not come with, such as confidence building, maybe communication skills, a little bit of direction setting,
Yeah.
socializing, networking, and the willingness to adapt to change.
Yeah.
All of these are extremely important in a workplace. So going forward, you feel you're a little more ready than you perhaps were before you joined uni.
Yes.
Now, if you could go back to before you started university, what advice would you give yourself?
What advice would you give me?
I would just say talk to people, socialize with people, just get out of your bubble. If you stay in your bubble, I think you won't learn anything. You won't grasp new skills, which are very important for a workplace, even as you grow up, because you get responsibilities, you gain responsibilities as you grow. So moving out of that bubble helps you communicate better. So that's the only thing I would say to my past self before coming is that I should step out of my bubble. I should communicate, talk to my peers, talk to my professors, talk to anyone. It's the best way to solve all your problems.
So even if I had to talk to my younger self, I would say that please go talk to people. That's the only advice I can give.
Yeah.
Because talking to people, it's your net worth. So your network is your net worth.
It's very interesting.
So what is your opinion?
I would just tell myself to be ready for whatever is coming and face it without hiding away.
Simple but sweet.
Okay. So don't hide, talk to lots of people, do more, step outside of your comfort zones, and that's how you'll be able to settle in.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for our pre-scheduled questions. Now I'm throwing the floor open to the audience. Do please put in your questions in the chat box if you'd like to ask the students anything. Okay, the first one. Do we have to be on campus every day?
As an international student, yes, you have a 3 hour mandatory policy that you have to complete your attendance for 3 hours. So the process is simple. there's an app called Gallagher, which you will be using as your attendance tracker. So you come into university, there'll be a machine where you tap in, so that logs in your day, that your day has started on campus. Then when you're after the 3 hour window, when you're exiting the
Clock out.
campus, yeah, you have to log out.
You can either stay for 3 hours or longer.
No,
Yeah.
Doesn't-
whatever.
But minimum is 3.
Right. So a 90% attendance is something that is an expectation of all international students in Singapore. There's a question about safety now. How about safety and security on campus?
Guys, we're in
Campus.
Singapore. Singapore is
It's very safe.
it's considered the safest country in the world. So I think in terms of security and safety, there is no issue. JCU also keeps that in mind and make sure the campus is as secure as possible. And I feel that there's no issue. I've not faced any issue personally.
All of us.
All of us haven't faced any issues.
It's so safe. So
Yeah.
you can do-
So you know how like in some cities in India, you feel a little worried about going out late, especially as women. Is that a problem at all, Vaishnavi? Are you happy to spend a little bit of time out in the evening without having to worry about safety and security?
Yeah, it's completely safe. I mean, not to mention, but I go home around 1 a.m. also, or 12 a.m. max. So it's fine because it's completely safe for a woman or a girl to go out. This applies to
Outing at 1 a.m. Is that a possibility? And how do you do it?
the public transportation is actually available. So max MRT, you have bus and MRT. Bus actually runs till 1:30 or max 2, if I'm not wrong. MRT stops around 12, but you have cycle, which is a good form of exercise to burn out your
You can walk.
calories. Yeah, you can walk, you can cycle, and you don't feel that unless and until you see the time or something, you don't feel that it's late night. So it's completely safe.
Good to know. How does JCU support internships?
So in your last semester, I think you have
Oh yeah, you
one
can.
semester.
So there is also an internship career counselor who will guide you on what you have to do. And I think it also depends on what course you take up. So based on that, you have to talk to the career counselor. It also depends on what do you want to do and what is your skill set right now. So again, as I mentioned through the webinar, communicate, talk to them. I think they will give you a much better answer than us.
Okay. Are there any networking opportunities other than with fellow students?
There is one which is
CEO Lounge.
CEO Lounge, which is JCU, a very big event for JCU. So you get to meet CEOs from around the globe and CEOs who have multinational citizenships and PRs here in Singapore. So it's not just students. You get to meet proper CEOs, and in Singapore you have a lot of expos, tech expos, financial expos. So you, as I mentioned, get out of that bubble and you can experience more, you can network more. Don't just stick to one thing.
Now, do you face any discrimination at all being Indians on the university campus?
No,
Like that.
nothing like that. I think there's no discrimination as sort. I think we all gel well with each other.
Everyone respect each other.
Yeah.
We don't have any boundaries. It's fine.
Yeah.
Has anything ever happened to any of you that's made you feel, oh my God, I'm Indian?
No.
No,
Never.
I don't think so. That's ever happened to me.
And certainly from my very little experience on campus, I can say that there's plenty of Indian faces on campus as well as off campus.
Oh yeah.
We pretty much make up a big part of that Singaporean community, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about lecturer support for studies?
So yeah, lecturer support is like 100% here because if you want to talk to them and you want to know more other than your academic part or something, they are always ready to help you. It's just that you need to go to them you specify what you want from them. If you be clear with what question you ask, they are always ready to help you no matter what.
Adding on to Vaishnavi, one more thing was recently I have this subject called network security. So what happened is that I was a little unsure on like how to proceed and how to do better. So I just went up to my professor during the lecture, end of the lecture, or I asked him, how do I improve my assignment more? Is there any tools you can suggest me? And he just told me that he just gave me some suggestions about what I should do and what I shouldn't do. So I think that was one thing that lecturers will support you no matter what. They will give you the guidance to do your best and they will push you towards the 90%, 95% anytime.
So
They
you
want the
can-
best from you.
You
Yeah.
can communicate with them either in person
Yeah.
or mail. You can mail them. So
They'll get back to you
with
As soon as they
yeah, as soon as
can,
possible.
and
Yeah.
they really help you a lot. And they make sure to give you time, stay back even after their classes or even after their time, and make sure if you're coping well with the subject. Usually.
And from what I understand, it's not very difficult to get an appointment with one of your lecturers, is it?
no, it's not that difficult.
It's not that difficult.
So it's possible, even though students actually have a very busy timetable, they'll help work around it. That's
Yeah.
nice. So there's a question specifically for Danin. Should I learn any technical skills, Python, SQL, etc., before joining the BBIS?
So currently I am doing database modeling, which has SQL in it. And there's also subject called programming one where you learn Python. But as of what I have no technical skills, by the way. So you learn, and these are all the basics. They start off with the basics, of course. Without setting the basics up, I think nothing can go further. There are options as electives. You can choose programming too if you want to go more in depth. So you have a total of 6 electives, which you can choose. And if you want to go in depth or you want to learn advanced programming, there are options such as programming too. And in database modeling, the other level is data mining, where you will need SQL and Python. But as far as I know, I came with no technical skills. So you should be fine. But if you have it, it just makes things easier for you.
Excellent advice.
I don't come from a computer or
Hmm.
technical background, but I'm still doing database modeling
Yeah.
this trimester also. So
It's
it's
quite
fine.
easy to
Yeah,
manage.
Yeah.
because they teach you from basics. So it's
Now, the next question is, what kind of support is offered for placements?
Hmm.
So the career,
Yeah, the career counselor.
the career counselor, they help us when they let us know.
So there are career fairs also which take place in JCU where you can meet with different companies as well as you can meet CEO through the CEO lounge. So I think opportunities will arise as you go on. At the end, there will be advice on what you have to do depending on your course. And in terms of placement, the career fair is the best place where everything can be solved. And please do attend the career fairs which happen here and network through outside tech expos or anything.
Is there any advice that you'd like to offer to an international student, which might be simple but would help?
It's an interesting question. Advice, I would just say,
Be ready and face whatever
yeah, just
is coming your way.
at the end, just be confident. Nothing else. There's nothing else
Okay.
to think about. Just be confident and everything will automatically fall in place. Yes.
And when in need, approach the student support services, approach your professors. There's plenty of support available on campus to help.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure if you will be able to help with this question, but I'm going to ask you just to give you the opportunity to address it. If not, I think the student recruitment team can manage it later. What is the process to find a job in Singapore?
Okay,
I think-
so this is again, as Ms. Komal mentioned, The process, it depends. There's a lot of things because you have to transfer from a student pass to a work pass. So you start off with an internship, I suppose, to the internship module, and think personally we can't help you at the moment, but we are also trying to understand, and we're taking guidance from careers, and we're getting guidance from other people in JCU who can help us more. But I think you will gradually understand as time progresses.
I mean, from the technical view, I guess it's better.
Yeah.
Student recruitment
Maintain
team actually,
Yeah.
answers the question.
because
Yes, I think it's a good answer. You're all still figuring things out, and maybe you don't have the answer to this question yet. It's a work in progress, but there are complexities. So I think we'll leave that one be for the recruitment team to handle.
Yeah.
How is an MBA at the university? Another one for the student recruitment team. I don't think this panel of student experts is going to be able to help. Maybe they're considering an MBA at the university sometime in the future, but at the moment they're all undergraduates. So could the student recruitment team please take over on these questions? Also, the next one. Can you give us an idea about the administration support throughout the study period?
Okay, I mean, I joined this university when I was 17. So I wasn't a major. So we actually had a separate under 18 staff. So they actually helped me to get through any problem I was facing. So even after I turned 18 also, it was fine because you have good administrative support from JCU. So whatever problem you're facing or you feel you will face, you can just approach
You can just go to the one-stop center at JCU.
It's also the psychological
Yeah.
center. Even if you want some well-being, you can just approach them.
So there are events which take place for your mental well-being, and anytime you can just drop down at one-stop center and ask them if you have any problems. They will rectify it as soon as possible.
Okay. I think we're all talked out, so I have no more questions from the audience.
Okay.
There's one that's just come in. How was orientation week?
Oh, that's interesting.
It's fun. So the first week you get to meet a lot
And it's
of
called
new
week 0.
faces and meet professors, meet everyone on campus. That is going to help you out for the whole semester.
Yeah.
Look at faces in your classes.
And you can also get all your basic requirements done, like your this one SIM card, your bank. You can get more information on what you must do before kicking off your university journey here. You also have events, games, which takes place, which is hosted by the student council and student marketers.
You get to
Yeah, there's a
yeah,
Singapore tour also, which is
Singapore city
conducted.
tour. So
Yeah,
they
so-
take on attractive.
Yeah.
Personally, I was taken to gardens by the way, so that was yeah.
Okay, we'll take the last one from the audience for the day so that we can aim to wrap up. How was your first day in Singapore, and was the immigration process a smooth one?
Yeah, smooth. It is smooth.
It was less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, you just enter with your
So when you actually wait, just correcting you guys. So when you enter Singapore for the first time, you don't have a multi
Okay.
entry
my-
visa,
and
like
multi-entry
a
visa.
one-time entry.
So you just in the airport, you just pull over to the ICA or the immigration
Yeah.
counter, and they'll just check your documents. And I think it will hardly take 5 minutes. There won't be an issue. Once you come to JCU, JCU will guide you what to do. What's the next step? Then you go towards the ICA building, and the rest of the immigration will be done
So
no time.
then you get your actual
Student pass.
and you can travel
Yeah.
back and forth
Wherever you want.
whenever and wherever.
Thank you for that. And thank you, dear audience, for tuning in today and for your fantastic questions. We hope you leave the session wanting to consider Singapore as a study destination and James Cook University as a university choice. Do visit our website to learn more about what we have to offer. If you have questions, feel free to get in touch. We'd be happy to help. Thank you once again for joining us, and a big thank you to our students for sharing their experiences with us. Take care and hopefully see you soon.